Yeah. Thank you. Excellent. You know what I really like is the spotty, dirty glass to go with it. That is sexy. Thank you, Chatham Tap Fishers. We're the home of the hard water glasses.
Yes. I think they're under new management. Even though we're live right now.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
I don't care.
I don't. Yeah.
I don't care. No. Oh, hey, well, but I care that these guys are on here. I tell you what. So you're live.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Oh, we're not live. You lied. You lied to me. Damn, he's good at this. I'm telling you. So as in the game, the Super Cup. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Have to. I mean, it's the first. I don't really consider that hardware. I mean, literally, you're having to play Sevilla. Yeah, but kind of. But I mean, you had to win Champions League, or you had to win, the other little shitty one that the NIT. You had to win the NIT to get into right. I mean, all I can hope is that we start our season as strong as Man U did on Saturday. I'm really hoping.
Hey, welcome back from your vacation.
Oh, it was so good.
It was so good.
It was awesome to watch that game.
Yeah,
actually.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Man City won. Hey, knows who else won?
Arsenal won.
Well, and so did Liverpool without Suarez. That's crazy. You guys played the swastikas? Oh, Swansea.
Yes.
Oh, Swansea.
I don't think there was a game. I think you guys are making things up. I think I got a feed that was pumped into my house that was just fake. And then all my social media and everything has been just basically fake Manchester United.
People watch these like mid-'90s Man U highlights and like brand new games all the time.
Anyway, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 10 of the Voice of the Brickyard Battalion.
Battalion.
Yes.
This is
presented by the Permanent Relegation Podcast.
The one and only.
Welcome back, Chris, from his beautiful Caribbean vacation.
It was short, quick. Just need to get the girls. They wanted to go. They've never been on a plane. So
how'd they do?
Oh, dude, they're 12 and 10. I think they did just fine. It was really they had iPods and iPads, and then I stole Kaylani's. You know me and Apple products, I hate them, but I stole it.
Why?
Because she has another one. I had to buy her one for school, and they won't use mini, so I had to use a regular one. Isn't that some bullshit? Thanks, Hamilton Southeastern Schools. Tax dollars aren't enough. And then you know what I love about the first week? Real quick, we're going to get into this.
No, we're fine. You're all right. This is how it goes.
About the first
and you're pent up a whole month of not talking.
No, it's not that. Well, I guess it is. No. The first week they get back, it's like not enough that you pay elevated taxes for living in Hamilton County, and then you have to buy them all the shit. Well, the best part is they come home with 6 different fundraisers each, 2 different schools. The first, it used to be one, and it's like, hey, we're selling this. No, every day it's been a new one. I'm like, how many people are you going to hit up? Man, it's like just stockpile them together and just hand us a pamphlet. Here you go. Pick and choose. So, anyways, I'm good.
Welcome to Parenthood in Hamilton.
I mean, but this isn't new for me. Right. It's just, I swear it gets worse every year. The iPad thing.
It's like you forget about it and then it hits you all at once.
I feel bad. These guys don't have a beer yet. And
they're getting one.
I know, but
it's okay. You can drink it. It's all right. I've been drinking mine, so it's okay. Anyway, Permanent Relegation Podcast. Let's get the particulars out of the way before we introduce our guests. Hit us up on Twitter at PR Podcast Show. We're actually live on YouTube right now. For those that are actually watching us on YouTube, make sure you tweet us out, tweet the link so that you can ask these lovely gentlemen across the table from us some questions. I am Andy at Caged Fear, welcoming back Chris.
Yes. And I'm going to be here for a long time.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I am. I have, you know what? I feel like I want people to know this.
Go ahead.
So Andy and I had a conversation.
I'm going to sit back a second.
This is good that you guys are actually in the middle of this.
Yeah, right?
This could have been the very last show. You guys would have been the last. I called him today to say, I can't do this anymore. I'm done. I had just so much going on. It's
like
insane.
You just said, the whole first 5 minutes of the show was kids, vacation.
There's kids, but there's another one on the way. And then work and all this, me just struggling to get up here, and it's just, dude, it's just a lot. And it's like, I love going to the games, but I get into a mode of going to the games where I'm not only just watching the game, I'm looking for particular things for talking points. I'm looking at who we need to have and all this, and you lose kind of the fandom, which is, why are we going to the games? Why do you play? You play because you love the game. Or why do you watch the game? Because you love the game. And as I watched a bunch of Real games, I just kind of was able to sit there and just not give a shit. I was like, dude, I miss being able to do that for Indy 11 games. So I was like, I don't know that I can do this anymore. So I called him and told him about broke his heart. And then I got driving. You know, driving's a good time to think about shit.
Or mowing the lawn. Mowing the lawn's always a good way.
Taking a shower, taking a really good shit. Any one of those. Any one of those 4 activities. Kind of the same, totally different.
Right.
No. I was like, you know what? No. I love this. I love what we do.
And if you've ever seen me at the game, just drink a bunch, and then you'll be able to be super relaxed.
And fall down bleachers. It's cool.
I never fell down bleachers.
Or fall over and have Christian help you up.
Oh yeah, that dude. You see the video of that
Yeah, I
guy?
saw that.
Oh, my
Man,
God.
alive. Anyway,
Anyways, I'm back.
yes, yeah, okay. Well, even though you really weren't gone, you were on vacation, but you're back from almost being gone.
Guys, this was a therapy session here. I hope you don't mind. They're like, dude, this is the weirdest fucking thing I've ever been on. Like, I knew
He's already experienced your
I know,
crazy, weird
I know.
bullshit at the ball.
I am kind of weird. I know.
The ball was fun though. The ball was fun.
It was good times. Anyways, he's just like,
We've
"God, what
actually
did I do?"
we've actually brought up the fact a couple of times that you admitted taking a dive a couple of times.
Oh yeah, that was your thing that you admitted yes that
Yeah.
you were a diver, and you're like, I can't tell my
And
teammates
I
that.
can't remember who it was, but somebody's like, a defender taking a dive? That's kind of weird.
So we have Clint Dempsey and Andrew Stone. I'm just kidding. Oh, sorry. Let's say Clint Dempsey's brother here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call him.
Anyway, AJ Corrado.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
It's not bad though.
when AJ came in and Andrew wasn't here yet, I'm like, Chris is gonna feel that number because it's the Andrew crew.
There's too many of those.
It's,
That's all right.
it's Andrew Trace.
I just found out his name was Andrew not too long ago. I had no
So it's
idea.
like AJ,
Yeah,
right?
I had no
Don't you
idea.
have Wikipedia?
Yeah, Corby
Don't you-
at one training session, Corby
know-
was yelling Andrew across the field, and I'm looking at him like, what do you want? And he's talking to AJ. I'm like,
What?
You want to know whose Wikipedia page is longer? Guess who has got more in their Wikipedia page?
between us two,
Yeah.
probably him.
Actually, you do.
Really?
Oh.
They talk about your high school for whatever reason.
Really?
I don't know why they just skirt over your high school stuff. Yeah.
Oh.
They don't want to talk about
They talk-
Zionsville on the
well-
internet.
Yeah, I know that's bullshit. Right. No, they make sure that your Wikipedia page is kind of passive aggressively mean.
Is it?
Yeah, you never read it?
No.
Dude, we could do this in like 2 minutes.
You want to bring it up?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Oh, you're gonna bring it up?
Oh
All right.
yeah, I got this.
Go ahead.
Man.
Anyway, let's officially introduce our guest. You guys
Do
are
it.
on social media quite a bit as well. Give out your Twitter handles so people can find you and follow you. And
Yeah, I'm at A Stone Theory. Pretty basic.
Okay.
Follow me.
follow me. I'll tweet you.
He's 6'2", ladies. 1.88 meters for all those that are in the UK that listen to us in Portugal.
We have a couple Portugal listeners. Yeah.
We do, exactly. Current team Indy 11, number 2. We have Green Bay Phoenix, Milwaukee Panthers, youth career.
There you go.
Man, nice.
We don't have to ask him any questions.
No, this is great.
He edited his own.
He saw AJ's page was longer. And he's like, I'm gonna add a couple more sentences. He did. Like doing a thesis. He's like, I'm gonna double, triple space this on Word and make the margins real tight.
No, really, no. It's just the thing that I found funny on this was they go through and they're like very clear to make sure that they go. And he played these amount of games and he scored 1 goal. And they're like the next season, his sophomore, he played these games and he scored 1 goal. And then he had an injury. He came back and he scored 1 goal. I'm like, damn. Like, do we need to bring that up?
I need to edit that somehow.
I think there's actually something. Come on, Wikipedia never gives wrong information, but I'm pretty sure one of the main rules
never.
is if you are the person that's talking about, you actually cannot personally edit it.
Is it?
So well, maybe another Andrew can do it. You guys can edit each other's page.
Yeah, you guys can.
we gotta link up. We gotta link up and do something about that.
AJ, what's your Twitter handle?
A Corrado 92.
All right.
Pretty basic.
But you guys, it seems like everybody on the team, except for Christian now, what's the deal with that? He just bounced off Twitter.
Yeah, I
What
think
happened?
after one of those more recent heartbreak last minute losses that we had, I think he just kind of jumped ship and he
The
couldn't.
haters.
I don't know if it was the haters per se,
Yeah.
but maybe just sick of seeing negativity.
Yeah.
He said he was spending a lot of time on it too.
Yeah.
It's not the first one.
Yeah. It does, man. Twitter.
He was
Twitter's
all
a
over
black
it.
hole.
Consumes your life.
Well, it's the seedy cousin of Facebook, and there's just so much other just depraved shit you can get into on Twitter. You're like, why am I following like Ass Daily? What is that going on? But it's like it's porn, but it's not. It's cool, right? No.
Because it's on Twitter, it's okay. It's safe
Right, it
for
doesn't
work.
feel nearly right.
Even though it's definitely not safe for work.
Totally, yeah. NSFW, totally right. So
obviously, we obviously want to thank you guys for being on the show.
Thanks for having us.
The two-headed monster back at it again. We had Brad and John last week.
I bet John liked to talk, didn't he? Yeah.
He liked to talk in the social media.
Yeah.
Like I was talking with AJ, he talks like he's posting on Twitter. So he'll be like #buckets, #shark buckets.
Oh my
he
god.
needs to stop watching Jimmy Fallon, Justin Timberlake clips, obviously.
And it was very funny to watch Brad sit here with his kid and his wife in the background.
Oh, yeah.
And once his kid and wife left with John's girlfriend, because they ought to go, because the kid was just losing its shit. It's a little baby, so obviously.
Who brings a baby to a bar?
But then once they left, it was just like the floodgates open, and it was just a super shit show.
Yeah.
And Brad didn't have to play on Saturday, so he was just drinking.
Got to take advantage of it, I guess, right?
Yeah. But I'm not going to take any kind of blame for the injury, though. How'd that happen? Were you guys?
Yeah, the guy just came in.
Tackle him?
He came in cleats up on him,
Asshole.
and it should have been. Was it a red? Yeah. And I know coaches are trying to get the guy who did the tackle a multiple game suspension, like Jermaine Johnson on our team got for that red card at home not too long ago. Yeah, it was bad. I think it broke his foot like right away upon impact, and then he just tried kind of running it off.
Yeah.
And
First reports came out like it was out of practice or something, and it was like, no, it's game.
Yeah, that's
like,
what, I was hearing that was practice. As well.
Right. Yeah, we didn't hear that it was even game. The first thing was that it happened in practice. I was like, who the hell was taking him out in practice? Yeah.
He did keep playing.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh,
Just
it looked painful, but he must be good. And then he pulled up limping, and I was like, surely that's not from the slide tackle like a couple minutes ago.
just
You
keep on.
just think if you break your foot that it would.
You'd be down on the ground like
You'd
freaking
know.
out.
Yeah, but I think he tried to turn a couple times, and probably didn't feel too good.
Who was in UFC that just did this like a month and a half ago? Broke his ankle. and
Oh
happened-
no, it wasn't his ankle, it was his toe.
No,
Are
Are you talking about Uriah Hall, where he broke his toe?
No, it's somebody just broke their ankle like a month and a half ago. It was like, and he kept on fighting through the round. No, his whole foot. It was like it was bad. I was like, how do you just keep going? It's like, I understand adrenaline to a point, but at a point you go, do you understand your ankle's backwards, sir? Sir, you cannot whip that around. Like, that's not good.
Like it's a slap, like he's slapping it.
Right. Well, that's bad news.
So even though we've gone through a Wikipedia section, I still want to hear
of course.
the whole story of how you guys got here. So I don't know if you want to pull age seniority and go first, because I think you're older.
I think by age I'm older, but school years wise, we both played this past fall. But yeah, I started off at UW Green Bay, and I was there for 3 years. I actually had committed to go to University of Hartford after those 3 years with my coaches from UWGB, and then backed out. The two coaches that came in, we were there for a year together, and then they took the job at UW Milwaukee, so I went with them. And, those guys are a big reason why I'm here today. And that's why I wanted to follow them. They're very well connected in the soccer world, experience-wise and coaching-wise. And luckily I wound up here.
Nice. So that's your whole story.
That's pretty much it. I mean,
He didn't play in high school.
I was gonna say, actually, I just read you did play in high school.
It's a walk-on.
Right.
I played in northern Wisconsin where...
One goal. No, I'm just kidding. That's what I heard. No.
Yeah, northern Wisconsin isn't known for soccer yet, even to this day, even with Jada Merritt. And I think besides him and myself, there's 2 professional soccer players that come out of Green Bay. So growing up, I didn't play for any great clubs or anything like that.
So they didn't really have like a club scene like here. You have some really good school programs here, but you also have like FC Dynamo, you have Carmel United, you have guys like the big, well-known clubs. So they didn't have that type of club scene.
There was one big club, and you may have played against them in your time, called FC Milwaukee. Yeah, I didn't even know if I wanted to play soccer. I was good. I was good at basketball. I was going to play basketball in college. And
I could have done anything. I was also a 90-mile-an-hour pitcher when I was a football player too. Like, dude, I was Mr. Football, Wisconsin. I don't know if you know. They're gonna call me the next coming Aaron Rodgers too. So whatever, it's cool.
Oh my God.
Got it. All right.
Yeah. So I mean, other than Indy, I went on a little trial with the LA Galaxy, and it worked out. But I got an offer from them, but through the people that I was advised with, this was the best situation for me, and I took it. So I'm happy with it.
You're San Jose, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That could have been interesting.
yeah.
Some California love out there.
Yeah, right. Everybody seems to, it always seems to be. You don't hear, the Houston Dynamo are going to do this, or, it's always, it was going to be San Jose or LA. And it was like, okay, because, all right, so you.
Grew up in the Indy area,
Right.
So I played with Carmel United, and I was around for the start of the academy program, which was great. With John Dawson was also there. Dylan Meredith was with us for a while. We had a really solid team. Most of the guys are still playing, actually, or had good college careers. And actually went to SMU for one semester. And then with the coaching change at IU and just being from Indiana, I decided to transfer back.
I was wondering about that, like SMU, which I mean it's fine, but I mean when you think IU and their soccer heritage, I mean that's
just with coming out of high school with the players they had and that current coaching coaching staff, it wasn't really a good fit for me.
Okay.
And so I was glad when Coach Todd Yeagley took over, and after my freshman year at SMU, kind of started getting.
This some bitch over here Snapchatting. Snapchatting on air. No, because dude, I get so many of these a day. I just look, I was like, fucking, here we go. Like, oh man, the most dodgy, awesome app ever. Anyway, sorry, dude, sorry. So good.
So I ended up at
Because he even
IU.
looked up all shamefully too. He's like, I wasn't doing that.
It's like when you're in the bathroom, you're trying to be quiet, and you're like.
Sorry. Okay.
So yeah, I ended up at IU, which was a great move. We won the national championship my junior year, which was an amazing experience.
No big deal.
Yeah.
Did you win a championship?
No, I didn't.
So you just
I got to the
go
tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just show 'em the ring.
Oh my God.
I saw Estridge's ring in his bedroom the other day, and I just
throw it.
get that shit out of here.
Well, it's just like when we had Peter Will on, and we're like, hey, can I see one of the wings? He goes, which
One.
one?
I said,
All right, Phil Jackson.
exactly.
Right.
Five or, whatever.
Yeah.
So
you won a national championship.
Yeah. We had a rough season my senior year. We returned most of the guys from that national championship team, but
you were a troublemaker.
first,
You caused dissent within the team.
Exactly.
I can tell your personality. Exactly. He was like, I'm forming a coup. I'm taking over. Right. Okay.
yeah. So that wasn't great because I think going into the season we were number one. You know, and then we had I think in our first 5 games we had 4 overtime losses, and things just kind of spiraled out of control. We did end up we brought it together at the end, and we won the Big Ten tournament, which was good. It showed what we really had.
Right.
The whole
These
time.
kids have moxie.
Yeah. And then
They got a little pep in their step.
so I was drafted by San Jose Earthquakes, and I went out there for the preseason and spent about a month and a half with them. And just before the start of the season, I had survived all the cuts with, they
Did you get Landon Donovan?
What's up?
Did you get Landon Donovan?
Oh, yeah. So,
Damn.
just before the season started, they said, hey, we just gave our reserve team, or our spot in the reserve league to our affiliate, which was, it's the Sac Republic or something.
Yeah.
And they were like, so, we're going to keep a much smaller roster, thanks for your time, basically. So,
It wasn't even a call. It was a text message. So.
They went old school. They sent him a letter.
Snail mail. So immediately though, the coach out there is friends with Jurgen.
Okay.
And obviously being an Indiana guy, I knew that this was all going down.
Yeah.
And it was a really obvious move for me. You know, if it was possible, I was in 100%. And just the way it worked out, I ended up coming. I didn't do any of the trips with the Indy 11, the preseason trips, but I met back up with them in Indy and trained for a couple weeks, and then the season started. So really, it was perfect. I love it here in Indy, so I'm really happy with the way things worked out.
Really, man, it's not until you get really late in your career that you're allowed to just skip like preseason and all the more trainings and just jump in the game. Okay, Brett Favre, we got you.
I extended one because the MLS one starts like a month earlier. So I
okay.
went there, did almost all of that. Then I, hopped in with them.
So you're even in better form.
Yeah, exactly.
Because so, I mean, and that was one of the things, too, that I wanted to definitely ask you, because I asked everybody else who has those Indiana ties about what it's like, not only, hearing about a team forming here, but seeing the reaction and being able to play in front of all those people. What was it like to get that opportunity?
It's even a little different now, because when we were talking a lot of this early, it had been just a few games when we had some of these people on, and you go, well, you expect sellouts because it's new, but even now you still have midday or midweek sellouts. You still have people showing up, and you go, yeah, we haven't had the greatest season. This is to be expected, obviously, but people are still there. The fans are, there's some people that say some shit online that I literally want to
some keyboard warriors.
Are you fucking kidding me? But now you still have that support. So so how is that now?
It's been so cool. Coming out of high school and most of my time in college, there wasn't a team in Indy. You're pretty much the crew and the fire were the closest thing. And honestly, both of them were always struggling. It seemed like just the fact that the team started up was amazing in itself. Right. And then me kind of going through what I went through to end up here was another whole another story. Yeah. And then so far, we're so lucky playing in front of at least 10,000 fans a game.
Yeah.
And, not many. There are less players who don't say the same.
No, there's
thing,
not.
Of
No,
course,
definitely not NASL. There's
no.
Dude, I've seen some of the games that we watch on ESPN3 or whatever, and then some of the others I went, are there 150 people in the crowd?
Exactly.
Like it looks like
a couple family members.
Yeah.
Right.
You can do it, Bobby! Just screaming out, like, what the hell? Okay.
I would say everyone on the team is just, it's obvious it's there, and we're having a blast. Everyone's been really pleasantly surprised, and we're just doing our best to keep people coming and to do our part.
Did you expect? And either you can answer this question. Did you expect this type of reaction?
Well, when I first heard about the team from my head coach at Milwaukee, who's friends with Peter Welt, who obviously got me in touch with Jurgen.
To be honest, who isn't friends with Peter Welt?
Right.
It's like Molly Krug.
He knew Molly Krug. Right. He knew Molly Krug. Right.
Yeah, so he was telling me, he's like, you got LA, you got Indy, here's the pros and cons of each. And I remember one of the things he said about Indy was, apparently the hype around the city is pretty incredible, but in March or whenever it was that I was hearing about it, you're thinking, in like December, I'm thinking, it's a new team. I'm sure they're excited. What could it really bring? Right. But I think this has far surpassed everything that any of us had expected, even the guys from Indiana. It's been incredible.
And I think it goes to show not only just the efforts of the Brickyard Battalion. Let me do a hinge down.
Boom. Keep that coming. Let's do that.
Want a drink?
I'm all right.
Okay. But
can we get this guy a Yoo-hoo? Let's get him a Yoo-hoo.
Justin from the Brickyard Battalion actually clarified. I believe that was the guy's third straight card of the season as well. So yeah, he probably deserves multiple games.
Yeah, definitely.
So, I would just boot that son bitch. Because you're done. You gone.
Yeah.
He gone.
Well, the point of the cards is to keep players safe.
Right.
Well, yeah.
But that's not happening.
Goes in and injures somebody.
No, it's not. The point of a card is you run into somebody or you point at them and they fall down and you get cards.
So,
it's what we talked about last show with Brad. Is his red card. That the guy got the ball grazed his head and he acted like someone just kicked him in the face. No, it was awful. It was, and Brad even said, if I knew that I was going to get red carded, I would have just drilled him in the face.
Right.
See, and that's, I think, the one thing with, and this is overall, I think when it comes to red cards, I think that shit should be reviewable. Like, you look at the play again and go, no. Like, that's ridiculous. And first off, we're going to remove the red card, and you're getting the red card for fucking rolling around like a bear cub for 8 minutes after a ball grazed you. Well, that was the game where we were at, where the dude just goes down and is laying there, and Christian ran out and was fucking screaming at him. Dude,
they made a shirt.
They made a shirt that became so many people's backgrounds because I don't think he was screaming in English necessary, dude. He was just.
I think he threatened his life a couple times.
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe.
Oh my God.
That guy was a cocksucker too, though.
Oh, he was. That was like the third time he had dove, and I was like, we would constantly like shoot that son of a bitch like a horse, just get him down. God, it was so bad. So, one of the things I want to know. So we're at this point in the season, and in second half has been, you've had a little different than the first half. You've had some really good highs. You've had some lows, and kind of in between. How are you guys all feeling? I mean, you two, you don't have to speak for the whole team, but for yourself, I mean, you come into the season knowing, okay, listen, we have a group of guys that really have played together 0 seasons. We're going against some teams that played together, and we're brand new, and we're just kind of getting together. How has it met your expectations, and what's the difficulty been, and what's your morale at this point?
The thing is, we know we're a first-year team, and
right.
There are.
He's staring at you, and Andrew Stone's like, nope. No.
So we know there are. It's a learning curve. There are things are going to happen that don't go the way you want them. And that's kind of a product of everybody being new, including the coaches, including the whole front office, everything. So it's going to happen. But at the same time, we're all competitors. We all want to win. So we're not satisfied with we almost won that game or ties. We're all competitive guys, and we want to win. And so that's our mindset. Like I was telling him earlier, we had a rough weekend last weekend, but if you sit around and think about that for half the week, you lost half a week of preparation for this upcoming weekend. So we come back home and get a big win. It's all will be well. So
I feel like as I asked this question, this was literally Stone's face over here. It was literally, he just, no, hell no. I'm not answering that fucking question. Right. I know. So for you, how is this? I mean,
I think it's AJ hit it on the head.
Flipping me off too. That'd be all right. I get this every time I ask a question. It's like, by the way, since April, I've been wanting to do that.
Since the video that was posted from the ball.
Right, exactly.
No, AJ hit it on the head. I think this past weekend was that final kick in the nuts, per se, after a rough season for what it's been overall. But today at training, we were about to watch some film, and we were all kind of looking around at each other like, are we really about to watch film on this past weekend? Like, maybe we should push that under the rug.
Right.
And Tim Reed, our assistant coach, pulls out some funny bloopers from some movie, and
Bad news
yeah, and
The
he's
new one
like
or the old one?
The new one.
Okay.
When he's drinking on the pitching mound.
beating all the kids.
Yeah.
It's gonna drop in. Don't worry. Beat him in the head.
Yeah, and I mean, the message basically was, listen, we're putting that shit behind us, and it's a clean slate. We're gonna go out there and be bright on the field, put that behind us, and focus on the weekend ahead of us. And I think that's the right way about it. Personally, it's been a good experience so far for me. Even though we're not winning, it's hard. It's hard when you're not winning. Period. But being a first-year guy and playing with guys from all around the world and all different pasts and clubs that they've played with, I'm improving mentally as well as physically more than I have at any other point in my career. So for me, I try to look at the big picture as well as the current and just focus on next weekend, and just go out there and try and grind out a result.
What's interesting is in hearing you say that is you talk to some of the top-end athletes, and I related to someone I live with who was on a dynasty high school team in Carmel girls soccer that went out of 3 out of 4 years, won national championship. We're undefeated. We're beating teams 8-0, a couple times 22-0. We're just blowing through. And then she went and played at Butler. And it was different because she set a record for goals allowed in a IHSA record. It still stands. And then to go to Butler in a completely different thing. And she goes, I never knew myself as an athlete until the struggle, when you feel like you're doing your best and you get beat. And it sometimes bad beats where it's like, how did this happen? Like, we were just up, and now all of a sudden it's 4-2. What the shit just happened? How did I let those in? And then she goes, it's so easy because you're like, there's no way it's me. Fuck you. You need to do your job. And then you stop and you go, this is the first time I've ever had the true introspection to go, wow, I now know myself as a competitor, and this is making me better. So to hear you say that, it's funny because I think it's good. And you had the kind of both sides. You went from national championship to those where you go, overtime losses and over the so this season's got to be kind of like,
Yeah, it's all
I
part
feel
of
like
the
I
growth.
set this.
Yeah.
It really is.
And on top of the growth, obviously you guys have had some training sessions with some great players, and you're playing with great players. And who's been your biggest influence so far that you played with just over your career, high school, college, now, that has really influenced you and to become a better player overall?
Me.
Stone's like AJ.
I think for me, if this
I think
counts,
she's trying to tell me something. I mean, I get it. All right, baby. All right. No.
just shut up and drink.
Yeah.
I think for me, I guess if this counts, off the field training with Jay DeMerit. I don't know how familiar you guys are with him.
Of course.
Man, he's
Yeah,
just.
I met him multiple times, and the guy's amazing. No,
He's-
I've never met him. I'm just.
He's Green Bay in a nutshell for me, so I can relate it so well. He came from the same area as me, lived 15 minutes away from me. Not an extremely technical player with his feet, but never got looked at by big names. Anything, he just worked his ass off, and he stayed humble the entire time, and just had the right mindset through it all. And he believed in the system more than anything. He believed that if I put the work in, eventually it's got to pay off, and if it doesn't, then I do something else in my life. And training with him and seeing how he trained was eye-opening for me.
Yeah.
And the way he takes care of his body and sleeps and eats and just everything, it was incredible. And even if you're not satisfied with where you are currently, or if you are satisfied, you always have the same work rate. And guys buy into that just by seeing it, and I bought into it. And so for me, that was hands down.
Oh, it's also because you get a lot of people, they talk a lot of shit. They talk about a lot of things they do, but you see them actually do it. And that was for me when I was going through the weight loss weeks was, and there's so many of these fucking guess I've done this, and to see Mike Dolce, you go, there's a difference. There's somebody who literally is living it every single day, and they're not just talking it to make money to do it. No, you see that.
Yeah.
Holy shit, every day it's
Yeah.
a lifestyle type deal. No, you go,
Yeah.
I can get behind that. Obviously,
I mean, playing in the Horizon League, you don't get a lot of respect. And I mean, maybe rightfully so at times, but he played in that league, and not even a decade later, he's starting the World Cup.
sure. Yeah.
And was the captain of an MLS franchise for how many years. And I mean, now he's a big name in the soccer world, and just so much respect for that kind of thing, to see how it panned out and benefited him. It's contagious.
It's one of those guys that just worked for it. It wasn't gifted to him.
Right, he's the classic hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Exactly.
I mean, you know how many guys he beat out with just fucking busting his ass, and that's good. So, AJ, you're gonna. Oh, dude, you're not off the hook.
He's like,
I can't follow that story.
That was beautiful.
I'm a big fan of the Thundercats. They really got me going. Lionel was my man.
Snarf was my guy.
Motherfucker just gave up all the time.
Snarf.
Probably the best player that I have ever played with was Chris Wondolowski.
Okay.
So when I was in San Jose for
Yeah.
preseason,
He knows for the ball. He just knows where where did
Sniffer.
Rondo come out of?
Sniffer.
Right there.
Sniffs
and
everything.
the same thing. I think he played at Chico State or something. A school that I had never even heard of. And
They're more of a baseball school.
Yeah, I had never
Really?
even heard of this school, to be honest. And,
They really are.
He,
The Rancho Carne Toros. Wait, Chico State. Never mind.
Yeah, so for me, training with him, especially as he was preparing for the World Cup, that was pretty cool because it just shows you what that next level is like. And his finishing, some of the scrimmages we had in preseason, and we beat some local lower professional teams and stuff. And he would score 5 goals. It's just like
It's nothing.
Yeah, if the ball's in front of the goal, he's gonna find it and score.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool to see. So I would say that for me, that was probably the best player I've ever trained with.
I think from what from what Andrew was saying as well, is it's been, and obviously this is going to be kind of an ego boost on your end, but I know that there's been multiple people, teammates of yours that we've asked the question, who's the best athlete on the team, and I think it's work rate. They've said you multiple times of just being the best athlete.
So, by the way, I've never fucking heard this. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
You have heard it.
Oh,
I know
no,
you have.
Oh, I have? Let me go back and listen.
Yeah. Because you never listen to the show like nobody else does. No, actually, we do
Shout
have a
out to the
question.
Brickyard Battalion.
We got a question. We have a question. We've had two.
Good.
One of them's a smart ass friend of ours that.
Well, do you want to
decides-
finish? Do you want to finish your comment about how sexy and hardworking and athletic Andrew Stone is?
I'm just salivating. That's all. I'm good.
Remember, he's 6'2".
Yeah.
AKA. Okay, sorry, 1.82
What?
meters.
You even forget now. It's 1.88, wasn't it? I don't know.
Whatever.
Fuck it.
Who cares?
One person actually said, can either of them head over to England and play defense for United? So you don't have to answer that. Anyway, question.
Dude, trust me, I think both of you could be a walk-on in United right now.
Hey, tell me where to sign. I'm there.
Right?
I'm there.
I bet Cleverson could probably get you into somebody. The question for AJ, outside of soccer, what other sports do you follow? Colts fan, Pacer fan, ping pong? It's from Indie Sports, at Indie Sports 317 is who answered that, asked that question.
I'm a big Indianapolis fan in general, so definitely a Colts fan, definitely a Pacers fan. To be honest, though, I don't really follow too many sports outside of soccer. I'll tune in when the Colts are playing, and I'll, usually watch the Pacers in the playoffs.
Right.
And I'm that kind of fan, but I enjoy college sports more. Definitely, I'm a huge fan of college sports. When college basketball gets into the swing of things, same with college football. That's more of my go-to. And then a lot of soccer players don't always watch a ton of soccer.
Really?
But-
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Who's your club team?
I don't have a favorite team.
No, we've actually heard
have
this
that a
quite
lot.
a bit as well.
Well, soccer players seem to be like,
raised
I
on
don't
a
have a
team
team.
or anything.
Yeah.
My parents didn't watch soccer.
Right.
So I just grew up watching games, and I enjoy watching, any of those EPL games. On the weekends, every single one is fun to watch because even if it's two lower teams, those guys are still out there.
Right.
Balls to the wall. So
I know what you're doing. I like how you kind of move your arm and be like,
No.
You really would-
Listen. There's no doubt that the EPL is a
We've had
way
this
better league.
conversation
Yes,
many
yes,
times.
we already know this.
10
Just saying,
teams are better than only
I
3
gotta
good
say,
teams.
I love what they've done with the new, what they call it, the new Chinese kala is fantastic.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it is. Actually, it is. Fuck you.
I
It
do
is.
like Spanish soccer a lot too.
Yes.
Spanish soccer is enjoyable.
You're an asshole. Hey, enjoy relegation.
Yeah, because United's getting relegated this year.
Dude, if you keep losing to teams like you did on Saturday, head on down, baby.
Rooney's goal was great.
That was good.
Yeah.
Highlight. Anyway, great.
Uh,
So no club teams.
yeah.
You're just
No, I just
okay.
like watching.
All right.
So if I find a game on TV, I'll watch.
Packer fan?
Massive.
Huge.
Massive.
You have to be, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a huge Packer fan.
Blackhawks fan?
No, it's actually my girlfriend's.
Oh, okay.
Snagged it off her. But the Bucks, I'm a Bucks fan.
Look at that face.
Are you a Blackhawks fan?
no, I'm a Red Wings fan.
Oh.
That's why I was like, when you were this, I was like, it's cool if you're because being Wisconsin, you really don't have hockey teams outside. If you're gonna go Minnesota, you're gonna go Chicago. Like, there's not a lot in between there, so you go, oh, I can understand Blackhawks. I
Yeah.
can support that. But now you're just fucking wearing it because of girl.
I don't even really like hockey. I'll watch the
It's all right.
playoffs, but other than that,
A little
yeah.
shout out for the girl on the show.
Yeah, exactly.
Is she watching?
She might be.
Oh, probably not because
She's
she
playing
didn't tell
soccer right now.
Oh,
There you go.
okay.
Anyway, you're a Bucks fan too?
I mean, yeah, I am. Obviously, we suck.
Dating Hope Solo. Just don't get beat up.
Yeah, right.
She beat that ass. Dude. She will
Yeah,
whoop
she'll
that
come out
ass.
and kick your ass so hard.
Yeah.
Actually, we went back to the whole thing with Alex Morgan when I finally, remember. Okay, so you have all this stuff, like, people just put, like, the fucking craziest shit to Alex Morgan. Honestly, good-looking girl, plays soccer really, really well, Portland. But then, so if you look up the whole thing of who is Alex Morgan getting married to, I posted this on Twitter, the response was like the craziest shit that Google ever put. I'll show you. Who is Alex Morgan married?
What do we got? This is riveting podcast
Alex Morgan
material.
is engaged to Houston Dynamo's Servando Carrasco. Although her teammates rarely use it nowadays, Morgan was given the nickname Baby Horse by her teammates on the U.S. Like, No, but this changes almost like every week. Like the
Wasn't
other
she
one
the
was,
one? She was the one who was the most proposed to athlete.
yes,
on the
yeah, it was like right. Although right, she gets proposed to constantly. She finally decided to take one. I was like, that's a very weird response, Google. Okay,
I like how Andrew's over here going, I can understand that.
hey.
The girl's fine.
You're in
I
trouble.
mean,
That's it, dude. This is when you just sit there quiet and go, I don't understand why.
Do you have a club team that you follow or no?
I'm the same way as him. Yeah, I really don't.
Doesn't surprise me anymore. It's just I'll watch anything.
I have no allegiance to anybody. Actually, the correct thing was yes, Indy 11. That's my club team.
There you go.
Well, Kaluder's not doing his coaching. He's not coaching.
When you go on shows, this is what you need to say. Number 1, Indy 11. Number 2, Indy 11. Number 3, you're fucking fired. You don't say that. Okay. So, anyway.
But what are your the biggest thing too is one of the things we always ask as well, just referencing the Brickyard Battalion. What kind of things go through your head when you're hearing these chants? Especially you, because you could probably hear them a little bit better than anybody else because you're back there a little bit more often.
Yeah, the chants are great, but I think what I enjoy more are the little things that I hear.
Yeah.
When there's no chant going on, or maybe there is, but like the ball, goes out of bounds on our end line, and you just hear the little things that some of our fans say to the opposing team.
Oh yeah. We ridicule their keeper mercilessly.
I've heard someone say to, I think it was Tampa Bay, that some dude yelled, "I'm gonna kill your wife," and just the most absurd things. And
it might be a little bit crazy.
He was like, "Sean, I'm gonna kill your wife." I was like, just little things like that.
Do you try? Do you catch yourself giggling? Yeah. Do you catch yourself giggling too?
Oh yeah.
Well done.
Definitely. It's hilarious. I don't want to turn around and just put my hands on my knees and start dying laughing. I'd love to, but I definitely laugh a little bit.
But if you want to turn around and give a little quick clap,
just a little thumbs up.
Kill his wife.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, the little things that I hear.
Keeper Sasha, whatever his name was.
Yes, was Sasha. We torched him. Called him it was the very first home game. He was wearing the bright pink jersey, and we were just ripping him about being a porn star. I was like, we love your fucking porn star name.
Telling his parents must hate him for giving a girl's name.
Right. It was like, it was bad. And then we got to him to a point where twice he kicked the ball directly out of bounds. We're like, oh, fucking it. Oh, it was so bad. It was so bad. It was so bad. That's all right. We're all just degenerates.
It is a
over
bunch
there.
of degenerates over there. Jesus Christ.
That's all, folks.
I've had
one sip.
One, yeah. I'm just a little crazy right now. But what are the things that you guys seem to, when you guys were starting to really get into the game of soccer, who were your biggest influences? Who were the people that you look to not only emulate playing like, but choose the position you're playing now?
My favorite player was always Fabregas. I really enjoyed watching him when he was with Arsenal.
I'm the man.
I just think the way he plays the game is enjoyable to watch. I've seen stats before that just kind of back his game up. Where I think they said he was out of the Premier League for 2 years, I think, right? And they said in the last 5 years he has created the most chances, and that he wasn't even in the league for 2 of those years. They're including that. So
yeah,
just he plays it's not always noticeable, but he just sets so many things up.
Oh, he's back now. There you go. Right.
Yeah, this weekend he had a great assist. But I just always enjoyed watching him play. I think he's just kind of represents what I like about the game, and that's just smarts and kind of thinking on another level, and having the skill to back that up. And for me, that's when you're watching a game, it's that's why I love this sport.
Yeah, for me, I honestly didn't have a player I looked up to. When I was playing soccer growing up, I didn't even really watch soccer. I just played it because I'm
really starting to believe more and more when he says, I wasn't even really sure I was going to play soccer. I really believe this.
I'm dead serious.
Yeah, I was going to play one of 5 sports, and this was
yeah. I didn't play defense until college.
Wow.
I played forward just because I was faster than most kids, and they just kicked the ball over the defense, and I'd run after it. That's Green Bay soccer growing up.
Yep.
And I honestly didn't have a player I looked up to. The first player I looked up to, and I'm not trying to butter him up, but it was Jay DeMeritt. I didn't watch the MLS. I didn't play FIFA growing up or anything like that. I watched the Packers, and I played soccer and basketball. So for me, I started looking up to players once I knew soccer was getting somewhat serious.
Yeah.
So
Jada Merritt. Anybody outside of Jada Merritt? Jada Merritt's not going to come to your house and like hang out for a while. No, I'm just kidding. You know, any other players now, defensive players that you kind of
Vidic.
Yeah.
It's hard not to admire him, especially being a fellow defensive man. Other than that, I mean, there's so many. You just got to watch quality soccer on TV.
Yeah, absolutely. You gotta.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
the North Side Brickyard Battalion congregate, the
Okay.
BYB battery.
Yeah.
They asked, if you were a hot dog, would you eat yourself? and they should follow it up with, if the moon were made of ribs, would you eat it?
Right. Because we know if it was cheese, you would. And you wash it down with a nice cold Budweiser.
Right.
You got that.
Right.
Right.
Well, we're just going to bypass that one because obviously the answer is going to be yes. But I'd smother myself in relish.
Right.
When you guys decided to get into the position that you're playing at right now, what were the determining factors? Because obviously, everybody does kind of fluctuate on what they're wanting to figure out what they're good at. So what were the determining factors of going, okay, this is where I want to play?
Sorry. Are you good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You're really worried.
Sorry. No, it's because she said that. I was like, no, get out of here. Bar went. No, I'm just kidding. Bar went.
For me, I grew up playing center mid. I think not most, but a lot of soccer players, especially when you're in high school and stuff, and maybe the quality isn't there. A lot of people will typically play center mid, and so I grew up doing that. Was doing that all through high school, a little bit in college. Then I started playing more like an attacking mid in college, and then even a little bit out wide. And then since I've been here, it's mainly been out wide. The attacking mid position at this level is probably the hardest position to play. You just have to be able to play the fastest. And it's a tough position. It's tough to get the ball. So I found myself out wide, and I enjoy it. And then I've also found myself in the back a little bit, which was a huge change for me.
Right.
But at the same time, when you're a pro and the coach asks you to do something, you do it. Right. So that's the bottom line, and you do it the best you can. So you try and learn from the coaches. Yeah, it's better than sitting on the bench, absolutely. So you try and learn from the coaches. You try and learn from fellow players. We have experienced guys on our team that know what they're doing, and you try and make the most of it. So for me, I just enjoy being on the field.
Yeah.
I just said, fuck it. Sounds good. Let's do it. I can do this.
Yeah. Like I said, yeah.
Right? Yeah.
That's
the logical progression.
I don't want to run as much anymore, so I no, I'm just
played a little keeper. I was the first utility soccer player.
He was also backup player.
Yeah. I mean, that's honestly how it kind of went, though. For me, it went straight from forward to my first year in college. I just played right back for a little bit, and they just switched me to defense because at the time at UWGB we had a guy who was with the Canadian national team. He's still playing pro. He's a freak of an athlete and just would score everything. So we didn't even need a forward. And I think the coach there at the time at Green Bay wanted to use my athleticism in the back.
Yeah.
And if defense isn't the hardest thing to pick up, maybe especially in college. At the pro level, it's different.
I was gonna say, I'm sure there's some defenders that go, "Oh, what's this guy talking about?" Huh.
Yeah,
Huh.
I mean,
all right.
Yeah, and it was something that wasn't extremely difficult for me to pick up. So it was a pretty easy transition, but I've had 4 or 5 years of it under my belt now. Playing right back took about a solid month or two to get used to, especially at this level. I think I'm finally comfortable with it, but need to fine-tune some things, obviously.
Got a new name. You got a new nickname for this guy then. I think it's already on his arm somewhere. It's Andrew. I'm dope as shit. Stone.
I'm dope as shit.
I'm dope
and
as
I
shit.
do dope shit.
And I do dope shit.
If it was my choice, I'd play forward to this day. I just got
Do you ever just
told.
get in there like, hey, for practice, can I just get up there and just see if I can score some
I
goals?
would love to.
Just see that. All right, we're gonna send out a couple tweets to Jurgen, and then we'll start with the
He's not
fake
gonna read
Jurgen.
them.
The
Yeah,
fake
fake
Jurgen.
Jurgen will get 'em.
The fake Jurgen. Like, yeah, we put him up there nonstop.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like what AJ said. If the coach, even at the college level, obviously, come in as an 18-year-old freshman and he says play defense, and with it comes minutes, then fine. Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
Like, fuck you, Pine Pony. I'm not seeing you this season. I'm going to play.
Well, plus being right back, you kind of get to move up some, and you're on the offensive side of the pitch anyway. So you're still kind of playing both sides.
So preseason, he scored 1 goal. Dude, I'm seeing this.
IU.
Yeah, against IU.
Yeah.
That game was cold as fuck
How
too.
this is weird. This is
Lord,
kind of,
that was like summer to you. I mean, you probably were like just nothing.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to get a little colder. Heat's not my thing, so I'm looking forward to the fall weather.
Really nice summer though, dude. You can't even
It's
complain about
supposed to
We
be
have barely been in the 90s.
hot. Dude, it's gonna be 90 on Saturday.
It's supposed to be on Saturday it's supposed to be really hot, but the winter is supposed to be worse than last year.
Wait, they don't know. They have no fucking clue. No clue.
They're just saying that it's supposed to be
Oh,
worse
of
than
course
last
they
year.
are. They couldn't even fucking
rough.
Dude, they can't even fucking predict tomorrow. I'm not even gonna give them
They say
5
it's
months out.
I agree with that.
Whatever.
Let's give away some tickets. Break it up a little bit. Let's
We
give away
can
some
give that while we're go for it.
So I need a question from either you guys to ask the
It doesn't have to be
listeners.
soccer related, dude. It could be anything.
It could be anything.
Literally, it could be Green Bay Packers related if you want, because everybody gives a shit about the Packers. Actually, I actually do kind of care because last year
your
Eddie,
team.
Eddie
Your
Lacy
team.
won me the champ, dude. We're in literally the league. And Eddie Lacy, literally
You're welcome.
roped me there.
You're welcome.
And Aaron Rodgers
welcome.
this year. So I pulled some fancy shit this year in the league. I'm gonna throw this out for these guys. So as the champ, they fucking ducked me in 12th place for fantasy, and I said that's cool. It's like a $150 buy-in. We don't gamble or condone gambling on the show. But if you want to, fuck it, do it.
No.
But do it.
We
You can make lots of
bring up
money.
your YouTube videos where you stuffed a bunch of dollar bills in
I
Colt's
did.
helmet. and you're
I-
like,
we have that
I
on
won,
our page.
motherfucker.
Anyways, so they put me in 12th, and I started thinking, when I won all the money I did, I instantly put the buy-in fee for this year in an envelope in a drawer. So I was playing for free. So I was like, why doesn't fucking anybody use money as an incentive? So I just threw out the money. I was like, top 2 picks, not the draft order, but picks. I'll pay their entrance fee. Dude in the first was like, I'll do it. I was like, fuck, so I'll get the first pick in 13th. So yeah, so Jamal Charles and Aaron Rodgers. Oh, there's no way I wasn't taking Aaron Rodgers. Are you kidding me? Done. So anyways, question.
Let's hear
I'm
a
sorry.
question.
Just moving on.
Give me anything.
You're the Indiana guy. You got more relatable sources.
Look at that fucking hardware.
Wow.
That's what's up.
What's that?
That's nice.
The hardware,
It's a
buddy.
nice countertop too.
No,
Great
I
countertop.
actually built that myself.
Granite.
Yeah,
It's nice.
I did it with my chin. Actually, I could do it with Andrew's granite chin.
With his bank account. I built it with my bank account.
Okay, there's that too. All right, so
Oh man.
if you
So
got one
we're-
to step
we're-
in,
I'm thinking.
We're asking a question
any
to
question,
give away tickets.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're going to give away pair
Whoever
of
answers
tickets
first,
for Saturday's
boom.
game. And whoever answers correctly gets some tickets.
tickets.
Man, I don't know.
And we've had some really stupid questions before.
This is what I needed. I wish I could phone Dawson real quick.
Yeah.
Go for it. You can phone a friend. Hey, I'm at the
You know
show
he's
right
got
now.
something.
Oh, he does have something. He'll be like, what's my nickname?
Yeah.
What's John Dawson's nickname?
That would probably be. That was a good question.
All right.
I
So,
didn't see that move. That's a smooth move over there, AJ. I didn't even see that one.
yeah, okay, so I'll come up with it. What is John Dawson's nickname?
Actually, even better is what's Andrew Stone's new nickname?
You just said it.
Yeah, that's my
Yeah,
point.
that'd be an easy one.
Jesus.
Yeah, that'll be the easy one. This is from last week's show. You know what? What is John Dawson's nickname for 2 tickets to Saturday's Indy 11 game in the Brickyard Battalion section 2?
Nobody's gonna know this.
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
We had almost 200 people listen to the show last episode.
Does that mean they're listening right now?
Sure.
They are.
Anyway, while people are getting ready to answer and thinking and trying to probably go and download the SoundCloud MP3, be like, oh my God, where's it at?
So yeah, not really big, but obviously you're a football guy, right?
Absolutely.
Obviously, Packers. So do you get any fantasy leagues?
No.
Not
Kyle
really.
Highland has been begging me
So why
to
not?
do a fantasy league because
Why not?
I'm just not into it. I'm really not. I don't know why. I'm
Don't,
just
because
not.
it's a fucking it's scary because you start watching teams you never wanted to watch.
Well, the thing is I enjoy watching every game.
Yeah.
And so that fueled his anger over me not wanting to join his stupid league. But
Damn.
I'm just not into it. I'm not. I don't want to root for
well,
players
Kyle's
I
a
don't
better
want to root
defender
for.
than you, so you stupid.
Hey, we got a winner.
Oh, damn, that was fast. I'm just kidding. What's it?
Zesty Yao Guy.
Zesty Yao Guy.
And Zesty.
Cream of some young guy. Got it.
Zesty, Yaoguai.
Okay. Cool.
Answered the shark.
The shark.
It's the shark.
Okay. And so where did that come from? For those that don't know.
It came from college. It came from college.
Is this because of, never mind, of all the fish he ate? Bam!
God.
Welcome.
You're welcome. Internet.
Welcome back, Chris.
You're welcome. Dude, really, is there filters? Is there filters?
There's not.
Dude, this isn't like going on with Rake Straw. This is straight. This is a whole other.
We should have been like this with Race Straw.
Did you? Of course, you guys didn't listen to Rake Straw on our show. I don't know why I was about to ask that. That's crazy.
AJ was listening to the Dawson Brad Ring show because he was actually asking questions. He said, "Who's the best 5v2 player that you know?"
Oh, that's right.
Wanted to hear what they had to say.
I had vested interest in this question. So like, I know who asked that. So we know AJ listens to the show.
Well, occasionally, just for that one, right? Exactly. My question is, which one of you blew out Molly's knees? No, I'm just kidding. That was when Cluter. When Cluter was on. When Cluter was on. Yeah, when I was on Cluter, I was like, "Damn, Cluter!" I was like, "You didn't have to take her out like that." He's like, "I swear it wasn't me. It wasn't me."
I know the answer to that, but
I do too.
I'm not going to share.
No. They're trying to keep that as like a
We can
closely
talk
guarded
about that
secret.
off the air.
Yeah, they were keeping that as a closely guarded secret.
Wow.
So,
Epic
so
night.
Right. So we're here with.
It was just like the ball where you saw front office just get wasted.
Dude, when it came down to, so basically with Kruger, it's booze, dogs and boys, booze, dudes and dogs.
Yeah.
I was like, I've known you for a while, but this is interesting. I never knew this about you. I was like, what's on your phone right now? And she's like, well, one of them is, well, it's a boy. And I was like, oh, yeah, really? And she goes, but her first two answers were literally alcohol-based. She's like, what's the best way to cure a hangover? Well, I think a rock star, and a good run, And I was like, okay, are you a sponsor of Rockstar? And I was like, what's your favorite beer? She goes, oh, definitely liquor because, it's cleaner. And I was like, damn, you're an alcoholic. She goes, this is terrible. I don't want to answer any more alcohol questions. So when we're sitting here with Rake Straw, and we're going through, and he's telling questions, and he's been just kind of ripping. Telling, shut your face. You know what I mean? Whatever. He's telling stories. His stories. And he's going through these stories, and he's just kind of ripping back and forth. And then so I asked him a question. I said, what's the worst interview you had ever done? I said, the one where you were just like, I'm fucking done. I just can't do this. So he starts telling this thing where he's like back in college, and he gets going through, and about halfway through, I said, so pretty much how I fucking feel right now. And then Rake Straw just loses it, and he just goes, and I was like, yes, Rake Straw put me off on air. I was like, oh, a dude who's just so good at consummate professional, and you get him, and he's like, oh, because I fucking got you.
That's brilliant.
Like, oh, man. Rake Straw's a good dude.
Brickyard Battalion asks, who has the weirdest pregame ritual?
Christian.
What the fuck does he do?
Dude goes into some kind of weird
Larry Rammstein and
meditation,
That's right, no music. That's what he said. He said he doesn't listen to pump-up music.
No. He likes country music, and that's not going to get played in pregame in the locker room. That's not going to get played ever, really.
What?
But
my dog is dead.
Yeah. So I don't mean to put him on blast too much, but I mean, answer your question.
He's not on Twitter anymore anyway,
so
he gets in the zone now, just
yeah. I caught him. He goes back into the shower area, and I caught him doing little shuttles a little bit one time, back and forth, and then usually at some point he's sitting with just his hands
doing helicopter.
Jesus, Andy. Okay, you think my comment was bad? And
I mean, he was in the shower because there was nowhere else to go to be by himself.
Fair enough. He was dressed. That might have been
fully
a good
clothed
part to tell about it beforehand, because you're basically telling
guys, if you need to leave at any point,
basically telling us he's in the shower when he shovels.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, I walked into the bathroom one time and noticed that going on, and I didn't know what the hell was what I was seeing, but then I saw it a couple of others, so I knew it was kind of a ritual. And other times, at some point, he'll just be sitting there with his hands in his face, and I don't know if you're supposed to say something to him, hey, Let's go get him.
Don't fucking touch him.
Don't touch him.
Christian.
Yeah, don't touch him. But yeah, he's thrown me off a couple times.
Jesus.
Definitely.
It's just it's that weird German vibe, I think.
Definitely. Something about it. Hollywood.
Yeah, Hollywood.
It's always good to do when somebody gets really, when you get somebody like really involved, you just stop and you stare at them for a bit, and all of a sudden they kind of look up and they go, "Shit got really quiet."
They're like, wait a minute, hold up.
What is going on over here?
Which of the Indy 11 would you not want to meet in a dark alley after a game, and why is it Chris Eskridge? Why is it Chris Eskridge?
Well, I mean, he has the nickname Angry Estridge.
That's just too close to angry estrogen, which does make you think of a woman fucking raging on you. So yeah, I guess that's okay.
Yeah.
Why is this? No. I like that question.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to run into Chris after a game, but he's a little guy. He'd probably get his ass beat. But,
I don't know.
Yeah,
those little guys have like crazy.
The
domain
first thing that
strength.
came to my mind was Fajira.
Fajira.
Oh yeah.
He's
Fajira's
probably
got some muscles.
he's a big boy.
He's a big boy.
I feel like Kleberson trained in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, though. You'd be really like calm. He's always smiling at you, and then all of a sudden just fucking throw you in an arm bar.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Snap your leg
Yeah.
off.
Next thing you know, you're face down.
And you're like,
Yeah.
shit. How does this happen?
this guy ruined my whole patella tendon. Done. Anyway,
Who's the worst? Obviously, you guys are very competitive, being at this stage right now. Who takes it the worst? Who takes losing the worst out of the team? And the guy that you're like, don't go near him right now after a game.
Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say Christian.
I saw him.
He's into it.
I don't know if you guys saw this or not. This was in the spring season. We had lost. I can't remember what game it was. We lost in the final seconds. And I was over talking to my family in the stands, and I saw Christian walk off the field. Straight walking off the field. That little table that's at midfield where the ref holds the substitution board up. He walked by that and kicked the shit out of it one time.
he'd already thrown his gloves. His gloves were still sitting on the field, actually, that game.
And then he went back and re-kicked the table and broke it. And then walked straight off the field. And
you gotta break it if you're gonna start kicking.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I couldn't believe that I actually saw that.
It's kind of like when you powerbomb a guy on the announcer table. You can't fucking quit until the shit gives.
I mean,
it's supposed to give.
He gained a lot of respect from me after I saw that. I was like, dude,
You can break a
Fear,
table,
fear
so-
and respect.
it's not even a
As someone
plastic
who
table.
does dope shit, if you break a table, you're on my level. I got it. Right.
I was like, what are you doing? Yeah,
That's weird.
yeah, man, Christian.
And that's what somebody just asked too. Has anybody broken anything in the locker room after a loss?
Tim has thrown a chair, probably
Ooh.
dented a locker.
Straight at Bob Knight, a chair.
Yeah, Tim threw a chair once. I don't think it broke anything. Christian snapped the table. That's about it.
Do you ever want Jurgen just to lose it? Just to fucking
Yeah,
snap
you
and just go.
You look at that guy and you just go, at some point, he fucking murders something. Somebody
He's a big
gets
guy.
hurt.
He's a
Somebody
big
gets
guy.
hurt.
Like he goes home and puts like a bomb in somebody's tailpipe or something just to let it out because he's so calm and he's so like soft spoken
Yeah.
and it doesn't like nothing seems to bother him. Yeah, you can tell he's upset about being like a loss or something like that.
Oh, you know it
But
does.
his,
No, it
but
bothers
his his voice and demeanor is all
Right.
still the same.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Even after
I'd like to see it.
win,
I'd
he's like,
to see
hey,
the
great.
damage he could do.
you know who else does that? Sociopaths. And they kill people.
Ted Bundy.
What? Anyway.
In terms of, I don't even know where to go after that.
We just went literally from... Dude, you literally went from horrible images of Christian in the locker room to fucking Jurgen killing people.
We already got a couple tweets about the helicopter comment.
Oh, I'm sure.
Luckily, you fucked him up on that one because he stopped for a second. He was like, wait, what? I
like to take people out of the comfort zone. Sorry, it's what I do.
right into the danger zone.
In terms of the fans and just some of the feedback that you get, because you guys do a lot of extracurricular stuff with community events and just fan meetings and things, and it seems like, you know, even doing this, it just, you guys seem to reach out a lot. What is that? Where's that motivation at I know we've asked a couple people this, and I kind of want to get your answer of where's the motivation to get out and really meet everybody and take some of your own personal time, because I know that you're getting stretched like 3 different ways all at once.
It's kind of one of those things, like we were saying earlier, is how fun it is to be playing in front of so many people and the support that we've gotten. And, even when we're not winning, we still are packing the stands. So for us to kind of get to know you guys and get to know fans and do things for,
I'm not a fan. I just do this because I make a lot of money doing it.
Wait a minute, what?
Wait.
You do?
Fair enough.
Oh, shit, I meant to tell you.
Yeah.
They cut us a check finally. Just
What?
kidding. No, you're right.
It's kind of one of
Fans.
those things where it's like, maybe it does take up some of your time, but it's all part of it. I mean, it's all part of the love for the game, and we go out for 2 hours on the weekend and play, and people pack the stand. It's like the least we can do is come out and meet with people that come and support us, and it's really fun.
Even if it's a fucking train wreck like here.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
good,
right?
man. That's what I'm telling you.
We need to change the name of the show to The Shit Show.
Right, exactly. Brickyard Battalion presents The Shit Show.
Right.
I like it.
All right.
No, I completely agree with AJ. Honestly, just spot on.
Being able to give back.
Yeah.
Look what you've done. You've shut him down. He is just now not even
all
talking
right.
anymore.
No, he's all right.
He's traumatized. He's shaking. He's sweating a little bit. It's okay.
It's a little warm in here.
It's comfortable.
It is.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
It's comfortable.
My 3/4 Sergio Ramos sleeves. I gotta cover up all my
On the
tats.
back of that? No.
No, I will never do that because I'm a team. It's team.
Cover up
I'm a
all
team
your
guy.
tats.
I gotta cover up all my tats. All the 0 I have.
I've been telling him to get a sleeve. Just sleeve it up. Are you going to get more?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Eventually.
He's
Of course, once you stop.
Probably.
Yeah.
See, but he has that like sexy kind of like light blonde hair that just
What is
fucking
your-
just works.
what-
Me, I just can't. I can't do that. I can't do
Wouldn't be able
that.
to see the tats.
No, you wouldn't. It's just it's fucking like Teen Wolf over here. I mean, shit, it's over, bro.
It's almost Robin Williams' hair.
kind of, but not nearly that thick, bro.
You can't.
Not nearly.
You can't like.
I was really thinking maybe I might get through a day without somebody fucking mentioning Robin Williams, but hey, did you know he passed away?
I think I heard something on social media.
Cool. Anyway,
Yeah.
way to bring that down.
Yeah,
Okay, keep it moving.
Biggest talker on the team.
Don.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Is he just talking shit the entire game?
Oh, on the field, you mean?
Yeah. No, I'm
Oh.
talking on the field. Biggest shit talker
Jaime might be up there.
in English.
Yeah.
You'll see the occasional Cleverson dispute too. He
Yeah.
doesn't start anything,
man.
but every once in a
He's
while,
sly.
every once in a while, someone will do something. He'll see him throw a little comment. I think it was
Smiling the entire
a
time.
couple games ago, and somebody was pulling his shirt, and I saw him walk up to the guy and was like offering his shirt to the guy. Like,
He started
is
taking
this-
off
Is
his
it my
buttons.
jersey that you
Yeah.
wear? Yeah. So I don't speak Portuguese. I'm not sure if that's what he was saying, but I think it was.
Wow.
No, but like I said, he doesn't start any of that. We don't have too many guys who are.
No.
It doesn't seem like it either. When you guys are getting, when you're getting to that point where obviously a team starts to rally around, one specific goal. Even in adversity, a lot of teams start to bicker at each other, yell at each other. I don't see that with this
We
team.
really don't have any of that.
And it's one of those things where you have every reason to,
Yeah.
but you don't. And I think that's where the fandom comes from too, is that you guys see that
John Kluter has trained them well. I'm just kidding.
I'm good.
No, we really do
Yes.
have a good collection of guys, and we're all bought into the process, and like we were saying earlier, it's been a tough process, but
Sorry.
You have to
Because
call it
normally,
out.
because normally I'm the one getting fucking just destroyed on here because I forget to turn it off to silent instead of vibrate. So my phone's like, "Brrr," and he's like, he just stares at me, and I'm like,
It's like a Michael Bay trailer.
Transformers. Anyway.
Go ahead.
No, buddy, I'm following you. I'm here for you.
This is riveting podcast material.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Where's the what's the future hold? What are you guys expecting to go? I mean, you guys are very young in your career. How I don't want to put you on the spot, but how many years do you think you're spending here? Where are you going? Where do you want to go next?
My agent tells me to leave.
Right.
There's a better offer. I'm just kidding.
Honestly, I'm not sure.
Go with the flow type of thing.
Sort of.
Yeah.
You got to see what the club wants to do with everyone on the team, what they do, who they acquire, who they part ways with. I don't know how much of that will dictate what I do, but I'm hoping to stay here.
So if this doesn't work out, will you go into MMA? I mean, it could just be something you could just walk in and do really good.
I'm going to try and take Mason Crosby's job up in Green Bay. That's probably,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? I mean, I
kick
guess.
field goals for a living. It's got to be the best job ever.
Although,
Probably already got a leg.
I feel like I can kick him pretty far.
It's like Pat McAfee's trying 65-yard, and he played soccer in college.
That's what I'm saying.
that normally wouldn't bother me, except for that he went to the Ohio State University, and you ain't taking him out.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's my guy. It's my guy.
That's
I don't
his
root for
team
anybody
also.
else on there except for Mason Crosby.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. And AJ Hawk, actually.
There you go.
Oh, absolutely.
There you go.
Your Ohio
I
State
always
fandom runs deep.
listen when it comes to fantasy too. I always have to draft at least one. So this year was Carlos Hyde. Had to. Yeah, he's never going to play behind Frank Gore. I don't care. Whatever. Who cares? So, anyways, I want to know actually how the Packers are going to do. This is off. I
We're
don't
gonna
care.
win. We're gonna win the
We don't
division.
have to talk about soccer the whole time.
No, we're gonna win the division. The Bears are gonna be legit this
AJ's
year.
hurt. No.
Alshon Jeffrey, Brandon Marshall. They just picked up
Yep.
Santonio Holmes. Jay Cutler's looking nice in preseason for a change, but
He can be protected.
the
from
thing is he's not going to stay healthy. And I mean, I don't wish that upon anyone, but he's not.
right.
It's part of the nature of the sport. But we're going to win the division. I'm hoping we stay out of wild card, get that first round bye, hopefully.
Yeah.
But
It's gonna be hard. I mean,
I'm-
that's tough.
yeah, the NFC is nice, but I'm hoping NFC championship game. If we get to the NFC championship game, I'm thinking we win it.
You think you beat any AFC team?
Yeah.
I think you're smoking crack, but it's
Yeah.
cool, man. No, it's good. No.
If we get that far,
Right.
we can take those two games.
Yeah, offensively, right. Last year, you guys obviously struggled with the fact that with Aaron Rodgers missing 6 games on
Yeah.
there was huge.
We couldn't protect them.
No, absolutely. And then you have no production, so they can pack 8 in the box. You have
Yeah.
no running game
Yeah.
at that point. But no, as long as Jordy Nelson, and Randall Cobb, him blown out his, like, just getting smoked on his
Yeah.
knee, yeah, you keep those two guys healthy alone. Well, yeah, you got a lot going on there.
Yeah.
So in defense, that's the thing. Can Clay Matthews play more than 2 games at a time before getting another random?
Thumb injury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's maybe if he wasn't just fucking just grabbing onto shit nonstop, like
Yeah.
pads and all
Yeah.
those. Okay.
We'll see.
Maybe.
But I have high
Division.
expectations.
NFC
Yeah.
Championship. Okay, so Super Bowl or bust is basically what you're saying after all that.
Pretty much.
It started with we're going to win the division. Basically, if we can do, okay, we're winning the Super Bowl.
Basically.
Okay. We're good.
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much.
Obviously, you don't really care either way. So, but
AJ's like
Colts win.
AJ's like
Well-
me, just kind of listening and
Well,
enjoying the
One,
conversation.
one thing that I've heard that really, really interests me and I would like to see with my own eyes is I've heard a lot of things about the Indianapolis Colts tailgates.
Yeah.
And how weak it is. And I actually
versus
got
Indy 11 tailgates, it's not even close.
I actually got a
Ours is way better.
Snapchat this past weekend of a girl who was at a
Snapchat?
tailgate. I Snapchat.
Who knew?
She had a Snapchat of this tailgate party going on that had wine, cheese, and like violin music being played.
It was
It's
a
not
it was a
bratwurst in Old Milwaukee.
it was a caramel. It was apparently a caramel.
I don't know. I almost
Yeah,
family
That's what it sounds like.
going down and let's go tailgate out of the back of our Benz.
There's some really, really good ones. There's some really, really good ones. I can trust me. I can direct you to those. I've been a part of those. I've led a few of those. But I will say right now that Indy 11 tailgate has been ridiculous. I don't want to be the cleanup crew for the Indy 11.
Well, that's one of the things too that we kind of we're trying to get, and we really try to make a hard push for on last episode is, I know the logistics don't work out, but to get just some of the team members to come out, make an appearance at a tailgate, and just
That would
walk
be
back.
fun. I was just gonna say I would love to see it.
Well, and it's
But
like
just,
when
yeah.
AJ can't stop drinking beer, so we can't do that, obviously.
Well, and last game we had Brad brought Ben. He brought Brent, Ben, and the names are now escaping me. No, I think Jermaine was still playing.
Oh, the last one.
Corby?
Yeah, last game. No. But
Nathan.
yeah,
Maybe.
No, it wasn't Nathan. But he brought
Cool story, bro.
Brad said, I'm going to go up and walk through the Brickyard Battalion section at halftime. Just to, just make an appearance. And it was really cool to, when he he brought some teammates with him, and everybody just kind of stood up. And
Actually, Ben Spencer was there too.
Huh?
So how many girls did he take home that day? Do we tell you that story?
I told AJ about that. I don't think he was here yet. When Ben was on the show.
Okay, so Ben probably shouldn't be in a bar. Let's be honest, not quite of age. So, but then we had our Brickyard Battalion meeting. Well, they did, whatever. We just went and fucked that shit up. We acted like fools the entire time. So we're kind of there, but anyways, we look over. There's these two girls that were sitting over here the entire time, and all of a sudden, Ben just walks up to him, starts talking. I don't think he knew either one of them though. And next thing you know, he kicks the one bitch basically out of the chair, and he's sitting there, and he just starts rapping. She's just kind of da-da-da-da. And next thing you know, like her girl looks at her,
working his game.
Oh, but he's not, because he's just kind of like a quiet, kind of smooth California dude.
It's like, I'm 19 and I play.
You just didn't know it.
Well,
Yeah, exactly.
So then all of a sudden, like, her girl looks at her, and they do one of these, and her girl's like, oh, okay, and grabs the keys, and she was fucking bailed. At that point, we thought for a minute he was about to grab the two-piece. It was done. I mean, they were both kind of whatever. And then he just kind of was like, kind of going between. Yeah, he was going both.
Everything was already, this is all off the record.
He was literally looking kind of at both, and then just kind of decided, nah, you're the one. And then so the other, I was like, damn. And so they were like, it was funny because these guys over there were like, keep in!
Yeah.
They're fucking living vicariously through the
yeah.
6'5",
It was
19-year-old
a
soccer
Brickyard-
player.
It was a Brickyard Battalion chant section for Ben to get game. And then people
was
were starting to be like, hey, who wants to go up and tell this girl that he's only 19?
Nobody. We're not cock blockers.
Yeah, right.
I mean, what?
But before we wrap it up, let's do one more question for the Cosmos tickets.
Yes. So,
You guys got to think of a question this time, though.
yeah, exactly. You guys fucking bailed out the last one.
I bailed you out on that last one.
Yep. In the 1972 FA Cup.
Could be a Jay DeMeritt question.
Could be, dude. I think you know his life story.
God.
It's
What
like,
did Jay DeMeritt have for breakfast this morning?
it's like you have Prefontaine's life and you have a documentary. He's in the middle of making a Jay DeMeritt story and documentary. Right.
Oh, man.
Between the both of you, I feel like we have two good brains here.
Yeah, we got to have something.
I'm trying to think of what people can reasonably answer, though.
Dude, they have the internet.
Right,
It's
but
this
a lot
weird new
of
thing
like,
that created
there's been
The
times,
internet?
There's been
Okay.
times where it's been a question about just somebody's personality on a team, and it was 9 to 15 tweets of just naming out random
Okay.
players until they
Okay.
got it right.
Who's the quickest to cry? No, just kidding.
Have you seen anybody cry on the team?
Go ahead.
It's a good answer.
Christian
just in case you
Gibson broke his damn foot kicking the table.
Yeah.
Who would be the last person you'd expect to be in a fight? Who's the least amount of a fighter on our team? Because there's one hands down guy. How do you word that?
So who is? Obviously, we explain who's the person that's going to probably
Most
get into a
intense.
fight the most.
Yep, the opposite
Who's
spectrum.
going to be the least
The most passive person
Yeah,
on the
there you
team.
go.
Yep.
most passive person on the team using hashtag BYBcast for tickets to next week's Cosmos game, which is going to be a big game. I think that'll probably be sold out. That'll be one of those ones that are sold out midweek.
Yeah.
Fuck the Cosmos.
Speaking of
Cosmos.
Speaking of the Cosmos, I know before the season even started, before you guys got the type of relationships you have on the field against other teams, who's been the people that you've said is probably the biggest rival? I got one in mind that's probably a good one that a couple of people have already mentioned. But
So
biggest
rival team.
yeah, biggest rival
Oh,
team.
okay.
Yeah.
Let me think about
A lot of people were talking about New York just because of the whole New York Indiana thing.
Yeah. No, I understand that. I
It
would.
was a pretty fair and square game.
Yeah.
And it was a good game.
Yeah.
But there was
Yeah.
bunch
Not a lot of
fouling
animosity.
and-
For me, yeah, I hate Tampa Bay.
I was gonna say, dude, Tampa Bay rep.
I hate
Well,
Tampa Bay.
it was Tampa Bay too.
I hate Tampa Bay.
I've heard Atlanta a couple times as well.
Atlanta's up there.
Silverbacks, yeah. Well, that's okay because they're going to become nothing next year once they've now. I actually kind of feel bad for them. I actually feel bad
The
for
same
them.
can be said for New York too. I mean,
Yeah.
I understand that. There's a huge market in New York, so they
Yeah.
might be able to.
But Atlanta, it's bullshit. They don't even have a stadium. They were lied to. MLS was like,
Well, and-
oh, yeah, we have a stadium. Okay, well, you get a team.
What's the whole deal with
We don't.
I mean, the MLS is constantly coming out saying, okay, we want this, this, and this for future teams, right? Because the league's growing,
right.
and there's a standard now. So it's what we want. We want a soccer-only stadium.
Yep.
But they don't even have a not soccer-only stadium.
No.
I mean,
no. And the thing is the funny part about Atlanta is,
so that's not what they want.
dude, they can't sell out. Right? They have a tough time selling out Falcons and Hawks games and Braves games, and you got teams. Well, not so much the Falcons and the Hawks, but the Braves, who are consistently a good team. But now wait a minute. So you think you could support 2 professional soccer teams? So I mean, how do you guys feel being NASL? Maybe you don't want to shit on MLS. Maybe you go there, and let's be honest, money is there in MLS for U.S. soccer. But being on an NASL team, maybe you have a little different perspective of. I don't think the average fan understands. Unfortunately,
Sorry.
I know. No, we're fine. They get it, dude. We're here. That answer. Guess what? We'll get to your answer here in just a second. We got him now. So, but you guys have a little different perspective now, and I think the average fan doesn't understand that there's not necessarily bad blood, but there's stuff boiling between NASL and MLS because you have this takeover mentality where you go, no, it's not that we're trying to be feeder teams. We are literally a legit league, and you look at that, we are putting in attendance in markets that you guys weren't doing for the first 10 years.
Our game against the Crew was probably one of the roughest games we've had all year. I know, just me personally, that one of their guys got backhanded me and got a red card.
Yeah.
You know, I mean that.
Yeah.
It's just that
I forgot that was you. That's right.
At the end of the day, it's
motherfucker Rick James me. What just
happened?
Unity.
At the end of the day, now we're all pros, and we're all striving, to be the best we can be and to hit the highest level. I mean, everyone wants to play for Barcelona or Man U, but obviously that's not going to happen. But you all want to,
no fucking
or
love
maybe
here.
Real Madrid. So at the end of the day, when we show up and play the Crew, or that happens in other Open Cup matches.
Yeah.
It's not MLS versus NASL. It's 2 pro teams going at it, and I think you can see by the results that that's absolutely the case because the results go both ways.
The cool thing though too is you get that pub from sports writers about the Indy 11 attendance. Where it's like Indy 11 is getting attendance that are higher than MLS teams.
Yeah.
And then you start to get that talk about, okay, is Indy 11 going to get an MLS team? Are they going to change? Is Indy 11 just going to go from NASL to MLS? Right.
No, you're right, and that just kind of goes. I think in general, I think the thirst, which kind of ties into how do you guys feel? Obviously, whenever you have a World Cup year, always the debate pops into what is, what is the strength or what is the status of soccer in the United States. You always end up with this debate. World Cup years, and every year gets a little bit more, and that's just to the person who's not a fan. Those who are fans know, oh, this shit's been blowing up. It's been here. Yeah. I mean, obviously, when you have what are their names? Not MLS Portland team. What's the female team? Is it the Thorns? Yeah, 19,000. Yeah. Do they set a record for female team? But they average 15,000 fans, and you go, that's female. Granted, Portland, Seattle. Let's be honest, some of the best fan base period for soccer
for any.
Yeah.
The Seahawks are.
Yeah, exactly. Important people follow Trailblazers no matter what. So it's crazy. So I mean, how do you feel the status is going forward for? I mean, you could say USMNT, but just U.S. soccer in general. I mean, what's your?
Well, I guess it does depend on who you're talking to. Are you talking to a guy who is NFL, MLB, NBA? To them,
I think even to those.
I think to most of them, from what you still see, it's soccer's still kind of just a shit sport. It'll always be 3rd or 4th best. But they're starting to respect it a little bit more. Yeah. When you see highlights on ESPN of American games, there's fans in the stands, and there's some cool shit happening, good goals. Yeah. I think that's starting to tap into more people like that. Yeah. But I think there's still a ton of ground to go to catch NFL, NBA, MLB fans. Absolutely. I think that's a whole nother debate.
Dude, we can't catch MLB, let's be honest.
Right.
What the
MLB,
hell are
I totally agree.
I think it has gotten to that point where it's NFL is going to trump everything so far.
Of course,
still.
it should.
I think basketball. Basketball. Yeah.
Look, you're a soccer player, but let's be honest.
Basketball is up there still, but I think soccer has
but to
eclipsed the MLB.
To people who are soccer fans, have children playing on youth teams, or are somewhat related to the soccer world and pay attention to that kind of stuff. Like, how is our men's national team doing in the World Cup or whatever? I think those kind of fans, it's grown a ton.
But you look at the ESPN deal for MLS, though. Dude, it was
$750 million.
700. It was bigger than the deal that NBC put in for EPL, which was crazy. And they have every game on Saturday. Yep. I literally watch just about every single one. So
I have my computer set up and it's on the TV.
Right. I know. It's true. He did the Instagram one out, right? There's cartoons on one. Dad watch this, and he got ridiculed because he had his son watching cartoons. Like, you need to have your son watching that game. And I was thinking, I was so close to going, don't let him watch that.
Don't let him watch the United.
Yeah, don't let him watch it. Yeah. So how do you feel?
I just think, after seeing that viewing party on Mass Ave and seeing what was going on around the country, and just seeing, I thought the biggest thing I took out of this World Cup for us was the fact that I felt like we had a little bit of an identity as a team. I think the Ghana game, I think we grinded stuff out. It wasn't pretty. Most of the teams we played were better than us, but we, grinded out a couple of wins, and I think that was huge for us because, we're not Spain, we're not Argentina,
right?
But I think we kind of displayed, what we are, and I think the support you saw, because I think when people turn the TV on and see, our guys working their tails off. And
Jaden Merritt's shit.
Getting results. That's it, dude. That's it. Getting results.
Right.
That's something you buy into.
Yeah.
I'll watch that. Okay, maybe they lost, but those guys were. That's fun to watch.
Did you get Germany to 1 goal, and Brazil gave up 7?
Yeah,
let's be honest.
you
held it, and it was in shitty weather, and it was really honestly just a fucking amazing shot. It was hard. It was deflected.
I remember.
I was just gonna say. I think all signs point to soccer's continued growth. It's been massive, and like you said, the TV deals, the attendance. Seattle opening up that upper deck in their NFL stadium.
Yeah, 3 hours after the World Cup ended, it was 64,000 people that showed up.
So I think that says it all, to be honest. Because 10 years ago, that was obviously not the case. So I think it's getting massive, and I think it's only still I think it's just begun, really.
Dude, my philosophy's been 300. How many people in the United States? 330 million. I know the majority. 330 million people in the United States. Annoying. Anyways, I know you have majority. Again, football, basketball, baseball. Get that. 330 million people. You cannot find me 22 to 24 players, 23 players that are of a better stature than the rest of the world. And we've got into these talks where it gets kind of weird. We talk about the bureaucracy of the USM team. We won't go into that. But you go 330 million people. The percentage of what you need for 23 great players is so trivial. It's like 1%. It's less. It's like a half a percent.
It comes down to the system.
Yeah.
It's
getting better.
Look at the Brazilian culture. Look at. Obviously they didn't pan out last World Cup, but look at the other cultures, and it's all soccer.
Yeah.
So that's a really obvious reason.
Right.
But I think we're starting to figure it out.
Yes.
I think we are, and it's one of those things that sometimes people think is going to happen overnight. That's just crazy to think. It's going to take 10 years for us to have that system. So kids grow up wanting to play soccer. It's going to take parents watching that World Cup saying that was great, saying, hey, you should maybe go try out. Instead of just signing them up for basketball like everyone else does.
No, you had that.
It's not something that's going to happen overnight.
You're the best.
On top of what you said too, when you're like, hey, the U.S. grinded out some games to win, the U.S. won in very U.S. fashion. I think that was one of the reasons.
Dick goals. We scored.
We scored a dick goal.
That was great.
What was it?
That was one of my favorite goals ever.
Dude, it was.
Sure.
It's like I said, the cock rocket of freedom.
So when you scored that goal, what was that like? You were like, I could duck down, I could kick. I said,
we need AJ Corrado to make this face. and then blow it up and have it in the Brickyard Battalion.
I want this. Dude, why we don't have giant heads in the... Dude, we need this.
We need giant heads.
Right,
we do.
Giant heads in the...
good
Right,
idea.
exactly.
We had those at IU.
Oh, yeah, you did.
And then we need stone that says, I'm dope as shit, and I do dope
Stone flexing.
Right, stone.
It's just him flexing.
That's incredible. That's incredible.
Right, dude, we
At
need
least
this.
one arm, yeah.
Yes, we need this. This is amazing. Okay, so we have no correct
Now,
answers.
the answers so far have been Dawson, which I think he probably just want to just scrap with somebody.
Yeah.
He actually said on the show that he's the first one over the fence, like getting ready to fuck somebody up. And the
He
other
also
one's
talks a lot.
yeah. hashtag shark.
Hashtag talk.
He wouldn't dare cross those lines.
You're not allowed to be here, sir.
So please go back where you belong.
Well, everybody felt really bad too after the show. Christian got his hand hurt, like it was like his hand or something hurt the last home games, and Dawson was suited up, ready to roll, and everybody's like, oh, he's getting ready to get on, and then it was just like Christian's okay, and you kind of heard everybody just kind of go,
Yeah. Yeah, right.
It's
Sit
nothing
back down.
against Christian,
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rudy.
But somebody also said
Rudy.
somebody said Blake Smith,
Ooh, not a bad guess. Not right though.
not right though, and then another person said Sprankle.
Another good guess.
Yeah.
Not right though.
No, not after fucking on our questions in April when he was like, we were like, what's your best pickup line? He's like, how many push-ups can you do? And I was like, that's your pickup line, bro? I was like, damn, that's a little rough, man. Yeah, oh, that was crazy. The best still was Jaime. Did you ever watch the video from you guys? Like all in April at the gala. Did you? Now I'm looking at this blank look. Someone's looking at me like, why would I,
I didn't
have
even
done
know
that?
that. Oh, from
Yeah,
with
yeah,
you
from
guys.
the gala. Yeah. So Jaime, his response, I was like, all right, what's your best pickup movie? He goes, so what I would do is I would go to a girl and I would go, have you ever seen? Hold on. Have you do you know how the fireworks go? And I'm like, no. What do you mean? He goes, and they boom. And he put his arm around me. I was like, oh, that's pretty fucking fancy. I love it. That was good.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
So the best answer was Cleberson, where he was talking about. You asked him best player that he's played with.
Oh yeah. So yeah, actually, best player, right? Best player.
that's
Now,
a-
no. It was Pedro Mendez. I was
Top
asking
20.
him. I said who? I asked Pedro Mendez. I asked him. Well,
He's no longer.
sorry, Pedro.
Yeah, right.
I asked him. I said,
Pour one out.
Yeah.
who would you love to play with? And he goes, he's like Ronaldinho. I was like, wait, Ronaldinho now or Ronaldinho then? And I look over and Kleberson was with him, and Kleberson lost his shit. And he goes, he's just dying laughing over there. And then
Cleberson's seen both sides.
yep, and it was Roberto, who was with us. Roberto's going, I can't be involved in this anymore. I can't believe it. I was like, you mean fat, slow Ronaldinho?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, it was good.
Somebody did answer Cleberson. Nope.
See, that's
Incorrect.
That's would have been
Yeah,
okay.
that's incorrect. He
Wow.
wouldn't be the first to hop in, but I feel like if something happened, he'd be in the mix.
Yeah. You think?
Which is like you were saying. I mean, you always see him smiling and
Yeah.
stuff, but
Yeah.
he's a competitor.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I mean, if we lose, he's not happy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think too. Is it a starter?
Currently.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to give it away. Yeah.
To you.
No.
Okay.
No, man, are you kidding me? Somebody who does dope
what?
shit for a living.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's right.
really.
That's right.
Come on.
Ambersley.
No. Ambersley would
No,
get down.
Hey, dude, Ambersley is like
would get down.
Ambersley's like a straight
He's
fucking.
a-
I told you when I see him with play, he's like a Rooney. He's fucking
famous.
fat.
Ambersley had a famous moment at IU.
Yeah. Tell us about
tell.
this, please.
Yeah, it's down the hall.
There's the first somebody who hasn't
AJ
drank
Delagarde.
one bit on has to go in.
It's water.
Yes.
Though. It's the water.
Uh-oh. You're good. This
So-
guy's drunk. Get him a cab.
Yes, stop serving that guy water.
It's that damn Blackhawks hat.
So, IU and Maryland were facing off, and I'm pretty sure it was De La Garza, who plays for the Galaxy
Yeah.
now. Good defender. Something happened. You know how the box is on a free kick. There's always pushing, and the
Yeah,
ref's
of course.
always trying to intervene.
Absolutely.
Something happened, and I don't know if De La Garza said something to Ambersley or what, but the story goes that next thing you know, people looked over and De La Garza's nose was bleeding.
Oh shit!
Right?
You know, so
He's kind of like a pit bull, man. He
yeah,
really is,
exactly.
dude.
It almost seems like that Ambersley gets the most shit
Yeah.
from people as well. Like obviously up front,
He's a small player. And he's going up usually against the most physical players on the field, which are center backs, and he does well for himself up there. I mean, he fends off some really good defenders and keeps the ball for us.
That last home game,
Yeah.
there were some guys that were sitting behind me that were just lighting him up. And I was just like, come on, he's making chances.
Well, you know
he's
what?
having chances where he's
Well, I lit up Claverson for a while because I started calling him almost amazing because his free kicks.
Oh,
But every fucking one, ding,
yep.
ding,
So it's
ding. I'm
always
like,
funny.
fuck.
We'll always joke around at practice like.
Are you gonna almost make?
He'll be like, he'll just be walking around and we're like, hey man, like hit the crossbar.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, but
He
isn't
loves
he?
it, you know.
Yeah.
But isn't he? Doesn't he lose?
Gotta go in.
Yeah.
He loses crossbar challenges at practice, though, doesn't he? I mean, you would think that
He
he's
can't
guy would
hit it
win
when he
every
wants to.
time.
Yeah, he's usually not involved in the crossbar challenge at practice. but
Okay.
No, he's a really fun guy to have around. Yeah, I mean, those are bound to go in. I mean, you can't hit the crossbar like you can't go 5 for 5 and then
But-
one has to hit the bottom.
Well,
bounce
you
in,
would think
right?
so. I mean, the thing is right. It's always like an inch. It's like
He's had a couple. really
we're
nice
talking
goals
about
for us lately.
almost amazing Claverson, like the crossbar hits, and he's like, walking around in practice going, so hey, just hit the crossbar real quick.
Here's
for
another
us."
answer.
Yep.
Okioma.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Apparently, Chris Estridge actually said it was Okioma.
Oh.
Damn, Estridge. Shit just got real.
What about Highland?
Yep,
No.
that's it.
Really?
That's it.
No
Yeah.
shit?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
I kind of see that.
Yeah.
Kyle's a giggler. No matter what happens,
No.
he's giggling.
But
Yeah.
I've seen him during a game get fucking shitty with the
Yeah,
dude and like
but
get up in his shit.
It would never get serious though.
Really? Wow.
I'm talking hands
Basically,
down.
That was at Stevie.
Stone's like,
_
listen, I literally punked that motherfucker. He did nothing. Damn.
I could just
Kyle,
run him through the ground.
Kyle, you've been my boy. You're my boy, Blue. But now it makes sense.
Kyle,
of it.
still the most popular
No, it's
downloaded
not.
show.
No, he got
Son of a-
overdone. No, he got overdone.
Last time I checked it, he was back up above.
No, nope. Kyle Highland got
I mean,
overdone.
that's not until this show gets posted.
Right. But Kyle also said. But Kyle also said it's just me. It was
Yeah.
just one of me.
It was just me, and they had to go two-headed.
Just because he told his mom to tell everybody.
Yeah, right.
Wasn't it Kyle's mom that was?
Tammy, she's all over social media.
One? Or no, was it Ben's? No, it was Ben's mom who was answering stuff on Twitter.
Ben's mom answered some stuff on Twitter. We actually have a lot of
Awesome.
moms of players that listen to the
Oh,
show.
man. You did real good out there, Penny. I love it. You did so good
Proud
tonight.
mothers.
Yeah.
All right, is John Dawson would call his roommates?
Yes, my
My
roommates.
roommates are all over social media.
Cool. Who are you with? My mom, my dad, sister. That's pretty cool. All right. So,
I'm getting the winner.
so who won?
Stevie Moreland. At Stevie _.
All right.
And the E is a 3, so I don't even know if I
It's
should.
good.
give him-
It's good to see this. Like, I'm loving this. That there's new winners. It's good,
absolutely.
right? So,
Absolutely.
It's not Log Lane.
yeah.
It's not Logan
Dude,
every
no,
time.
It's not Ryan Baye. Rion Baye. It's good.
So let's wrap this up.
Yep. Let's do that.
Since we've
Let's
given
get
away
these
the
guys
tickets.
out of here. Well, I mean, this guy's drinking enough. He's having to piss it out now. He's drunk.
I don't know if I can drive.
Stone, go home.
Too much
You're drunk.
water.
Right, exactly. That H2O will get you fucked up. Anyways, so I just want to say, again, I know you guys have had an interesting season. I know for both of you, this is probably different. Obviously, it's different. I mean, you're playing professional, which is number one. You have the fan base, and I know this has been fucking a roller coaster and a whirlwind and a lot of stuff going on, right? So I just want to say thank you guys for every week. Every week, you talk about the Jada Merritt shit, but the one thing we said since the beginning was regardless of what the outcome has been, there's never a time you guys quit. There's always a point in every game where all of a sudden, there's no question of who's worked harder in that game. Not even in question. So thank you, because regardless of what the outcome is, you guys have busted your asses, and you obviously represent Midwest mentality. You work hard, you fucking don't give up. Shit gets hard, and you don't turn. You go, listen, things will change. We know if we keep working. And so you guys embody literally an Indianapolis mentality, a Midwest mentality. And it's same, Wisconsin, same deal, man. You come from grinders, man, just grinders. So thank you for everything you guys have done. I want you to know, no matter all the dumb shit people say on Twitter, I don't care. Fuck those guys. They're idiots. They keyboard heroes, warriors, whatever. Straight from people who can speak for masses and tell you.
We are
You
the
guys
voice
are
of the
amazing.
Brickyard Battalion.
We are. You guys are amazing.
We appreciate
Dude,
it.
For us.
we
Yeah,
love
we
you guys.
appreciate you guys, following us and supporting us. And
That ain't stopping.
that is us.
Yep.
That's like I said earlier. We didn't have a good weekend last weekend, but we got after it today in training.
Good.
That's us.
What's before we go? What's your favorite chant?
I love to shoot him like a horse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
that's always a good
I
one.
think that's the player's favorite
Yeah.
one. That's the one that
Definitely.
catches your ear.
Yeah,
And you're like,
yeah.
whoa.
Yeah,
I
like,
like
if somebody's laying down riling in pain.
Yeah.
You don't know if he's got a broken leg, like fucking
Right,
shoot
shoot
him
him,
like a
yeah.
horse.
Just, like, that's
That's
a little
a good
rough. And that's when he turns around. He's like, yeah.
No, I appreciate it as well.
Yeah.
The feel comes from you guys and the fans. So, we see what's said on Twitter. Just whether you stumble across it or someone else on the team sees it and tells you about it at training the next day or whatever. We see that stuff, but it's all used towards positive fuel.
Good.
And so we really appreciate that. So yeah.
So if people want to get a hold of you, again, I know we dropped the social media handle at the beginning. You want to throw out your Snapchat name so you can start Snapchatting people?
I don't know if the girlfriend will like that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah,
Dude, because that shit will turn into
your number.
Dude, it would turn
Yeah.
into Snatch Chat. No, don't do that, dude. It's done. I mean, nothing against
I
you,
thought that's what it
Corrado.
was.
Nothing at all, but I'm going to be real honest. This is going to be bad news. This is going to be
If you want to be, well, your Twitter is private anyway, too. I think.
No, it's not.
Was
No.
when I first started following you.
Was it?
Yeah.
No, not anymore.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm all open.
You're all open
Yeah.
now. Okay, cool. So how do people get a hold
Somebody
of you?
who's dope as shit.
Ace
It's
Stone
got to have
Theory.
an open.
Yeah.
Yeah, just Twitter.
I hope to see your bio change to "I'm dope as shit." And I do dope shit.
I dope dude.
I do
dope
dope-
shit.
I do
Well,
dope
what do we
shit.
got for you?
I don't know. I mean, maybe like a Clint Dempsey parody account or something.
Clint Dempsey's beard.
Yeah.
Just a shot of this right
yeah,
here.
yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
it's just the mouth,
Right,
but
yeah.
it's
Hey,
frowning.
listen, can you rap like Clint Dempsey?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely not. No.
Have you heard Clint Dempsey rap?
Yeah,
Have you heard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure you could probably do a better job than Clint Dempsey.
Don't you talk about Clint Dempsey like that,
Yeah.
you son of a.
Does he have a rap name like C Money or something
No,
like
I
that?
forget what it is. Yeah, it's Deuce.
Oh, yeah, Deuce.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, at Cibola, I'm not leaving. I'm here. I'm here. I'm back. That was awful. Wait.
No, this is how it's supposed to be. Sorry, we'll hug. We'll hug later.
So fucking weird.
We'll have hugs later.
And Andy will try to wear a shirt that fits.
Nope. Nope. I'm a tall guy, and so most even XL shirts kind of come to. Andrew knows what I'm talking
I hear
about.
ya.
It's like the waist. He always gives me shit, but then he was like, one time I was at his
All right,
house
so
and I
he's
was
got a
bending
torso
over.
for a guy who's 6'7", but he's got legs that are like fucking
He
Tyrion.
was like, your torso is just so long, and I can understand now why your shirts are
but
so
he was
short.
laying down, he had his legs in there for whatever he's playing with Desmond, his son. And I was like, your fucking legs are like for somebody who's 5'1". I was like, it's so weird. It's so. All right. Anyways,
I'm a freak of nature.
it's cool.
The Twitter handles. We
Hey,
get them
Twitter.
already?
Yep.
Yeah, done. Hey,
All right.
way to follow along.
No, that's all right. We're done.
At Cage Fear, at Cibola, at PR Podcast Show.
You can find
Follow
us on SoundCloud,
You can find us on the YouTubes,
the iTunes,
the iTunes.
Yes.
On the line.
on the
On
interwebs.
Wait a minute.
On
No,
the
what I'm
line.
saying is you put it out on the line.
Simultaneous.
I think you mean online.
Simultaneously.
No, on the line.
On
There's a
the line.
difference. Right.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
All right. Anyway, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate
No
it. Good
problem.
luck.
Thank you.
For having us.
Bring us back 3 on Saturday.
Yes.
That's the plan.
Oh, and glory, glory, Man United.
Hala Madrid.
Glory, glory, Man United.